G'day, ladies. Afternoon. A little bit of AMSR genocide chat. I did a rant out here yesterday. This is my last one. This is the shed out the back. And I was pretty angry yesterday. Today I'm a bit more chilled out. Yesterday I had a local psychotherapist visit. Oh shit, look at that. Bloody cat. Look at the bloody cat. Fucking hell. Charlie. I'm very impressed. She's showing off, eh? She's totally showing off for you YouTube people. Charlie, what are you doing up there? Gorgeous. Well, anyway, cats. Right, back to evil. Yeah, had this psychotherapist come in yesterday, telling me about her art exhibition, which she did about the refugees in Burma, and she did that at a, pretty nerdy little gallery in Dunedin called Moray Gallery. That happens to be one of the oldest galleries in Dunedin, I think, they say. It's been said. And it was fucking nice to actually hang out and talk with her. Oh, good jumpy jumps. Nice one, girl. Yeah, we noticed you. So, and that cheered me up. Like, I was totally ranting about women. Oh yeah, this work is called Blood, Shit and Cigs in the Loo, 80s Hysterectomy. Never shown it before, never been able to show it before in the lady galleries around the country. I've wanted to show it as a son of feminism and all of that, but I sort of think it's about apocalypse and sort of ecocide, and I've learnt more about that. I don't think it's linear anymore. I think there's sort of a cyclic reset, and we're actually a spiritual animal that goes under and through the veil repeatedly. But yeah, and weirdly enough, that stitching in the middle and down there was holding on the big red flap. This work actually was made in an abandoned maternity hospital in Invercargill. So one of the reasons it may look like this is because there may have been quite a bit of miscarriages there, or births obviously, and joy, but yeah, a lot of pushing, lot of bleeding, lot of medical in that maternity hospital in the 18th century one. I had an art residency in, and I let myself into the forbidden zone of that maternity hospital too. And I don't know, artists pick up on fucking entities and energies, eh? Yeah. So anyway, that stitching wasn't intentional as a rune, but I looked up the rune, and lo and behold, it means gateway. And so is it a gateway through the hell, Persephone, I think, the goddess of the underworld. Yeah, dark mother. So I was an adolescent when my mum had her hysterectomy, and poor woman and all that, but us kids kind of, me and my bro kind of took the brunt of her pain, I don't know, it's weird when you're cracking woodies in your bedroom, dreaming about busty nurses and all that sort of bullshit when you're a young teenager, and then your mum's getting, your previous placenta cookbook ripped out, and that's pretty tragic. And I think it was an IUD and an agenda of the state at the time, just in the same way my father lost his arm and my brother lost his mind and then hung himself. All these things, all these losses in the working class, disestablished family, New Zealand thing that I am. So like I say, I can't show that work at the moment. There isn't a brave enough gallery to show it. If you are a gallery, give me a bell. It is an abstract work. Yeah, could be about the Samson option or something as well. There's a circle I've cut into it, so it makes it like a kind of world or a portal. Some destructive demon. Yeah, well, who's to say that, myth and magic isn't in our daily lives, right? This is called Palestine. I started it in 2020. And I wanted to show this in Auckland at the art fair or a gallery up there. And I got told that it would offend the VIPs. And then pretty much the same story happened through indirect and obscured communication through a Wellington art gallery, and then again in Christchurch, where this, amongst another set of work, got me kicked out of a gallery. So obnoxiously rude is my work, so violatingly disturbing is my work, that these precious art gallerists couldn't offend the VIPs. And that's what New Zealand is now, folks. It's all about authorship and power. See, galleries think that the shows that they host are their shows. They don't actually allow artists to have exhibitions. What they do is cherry pick art that suits them, like an accessory, like a girl dressing up. So artists are basically free commodity providers for other people's businesses, working for free and desperate to give it away and to be heard. It's kind of a form of psychic slavery, really. Whereas my model comes from a place of sovereignty. It comes from a place of equality, you see. Regardless of age, race, gender, class, and even intelligence. Because dumb people can make good art too. In fact, dumb people often make better art than smart people, because smart people get tangled up in their pubic hairs of their head. I certainly do. I'm partially smart. But I am full smart in my absurd retard. And my absurd retard is a tortured animal. A tortured animal, maybe like Polynesian people on P, or disenfranchised refugees of New Zealand whose ancestors actually made the country. unlike Chinese immigrants, unlike British immigrants, unlike Americans. Yeah. Oh, so my rant today is just as angry in a gentler way. So underpinning recognising Palestine, as I've been saying the whole time, is recognising how fucked over we are. Now, I can't show this art in New Zealand in mainstream galleries anymore. And it's not about selling something, it's about showing and saying something. We are censored. This internet, this status quo grooming of correct and the etiquette of feminized strut of pretentious wankers who don't actually work very much. Pose, pose, pose. It's not about better, it's about integrity. I know, I'm a dinosaur. I still remember grandfather. People that died for this country, worked for this country, raised families, men and women, our ancestors. So these works are associative around the Palestine situation and in my vague approximation. Look at the way that one's kind of wobbling around. So all you can do now is make videos and hang your own work at your house. There's no social participation anymore. The poor have been marginalised into digital gulags. Instagram, Facebook, X. And the elite are kind of reinforcing their, let's call it, colonised mind jail hierarchy inside their galleries with very little interest from normal people. It's all sort of a strange parasitic class sport, isn't it? This is the Backroom. That work there is a kite made by a certain Chris Flavel, who has a studio down the road on George Street at the moment in Port Chalmers. Chris is also a tight Maori abstract painter. That's called Freedom. This is a kind of civilizational installation made by a ceramicist friend of mine called Matt Thomas. Matt is an older chap who actually has seen combat in Rhodesian War as a South African paratrooper. He was also a bridge welder and gallerist in Japan with his Japanese wife. So they sold ceramics in Japan, and he's come to New Zealand to actually learn ceramics after his sort of macho welding and shooting career. Matt's a Christian outsider, got kicked out of art school for being a macho man in the woke, neo-liberal, cultural Marxist environment of Dunedin Art School with its little trans bully bitches, just like the rest of New Zealand. Hey, let me repeat the phrase again. Neoliberal, cultural, Marxist, sissy bitches. That's what the art world has become. Men are not allowed This work is a gay little number. It's called, it's mine, it goes with the room, you see. This is from 2012. It was also actually made in that maternity hospital in Invercargill, behind the McDonald's. It's bricolage. It's from 2012. It's actually stayed together very well, hasn't it? Not saying I haven't repaired it a few times over the years, but more or less it's stable as fuck. Read an article about Peter Thiel lately, and Palantir, and global surveillance. This work is called the Forensics of Late Capitalism, Ontological Remains, and Post-Human Symbiote. All of that verbiage could actually be about AI, disaster capitalism, war, manufactured, climate emergencies, water rights, resource rights, your mind as a resource, right? Yeah. It incorporates that kind of political, but it also incorporates a sort of integral expressionism to do with elemental forces and maybe harmonic frequencies of the planet, but also sort of the prescient war. She's a beaut little work. For me personally, it even has a Star of David in it. Yeah, my dad was a psychology student when I was a kid, and he was an amputee with one arm, and he was a paranoid schizophrenic who was researching Bible and prophecy, and he tried to put his soul in my body with ritual, sort of mind control, abuse, satanic abuse, deep state hypnosis into my bedroom at night, talking, hypnotizing me on the couch, using terror and love, abusing my mum, blaming me for it. Rex was a torture. He was undergoing a kind of psychological and spiritual torture method on his boy, me, in order to carry his soul as a wounded man. And me and my brother and mum got the fuck out of there and lived in women's refuges for a while. And I've never been the same since. So why am I saying that? Well, there was expansive play in Dad's inner world too, in between showing me movies like 2001 Space Odyssey and all of these far out sci-fi sort of scriptural, these sort of prophetic Western, predictive programming sort of neo-mythologies. And Dad's play with me in Messy Chaos Room was a lot like this. This is a sort of fragment memory of the good expansionistic creative play with my dad. which also was about my ego getting crushed and my identity being destroyed. Happy times. But it's a good painting anyway. There's lots of oil paint on it. Well, it's not really a painting, is it? It's a totem to New Zealand mental health and satanic abuse. Christian motherfuckers. Okay. Oh, well, I'm just going to keep walking, eh? Alright. It's my mate Jim Cummings.
3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. Just before Trump really started
Also Christian.
to pour the troops into the cities, right? I would stuff your best poems in your pocket and get out of there, America. Put on your hobo hat and get ready to sing for your breakfast. 'Cause you're an immigrant too, standing in line, waiting to get stamped. I am saying this because I want to be wrong, America, because of a love supreme and John Coltrane and every kind of blue you colored the world with. Or is it true? The only good you do is done by blacks and Jews, while the rest of you just shoot yourselves up at the OK Corral, because that's what you do in America if you're not black or Jew. I don't want to see you in shackles again, America, lynching Huck Finn, hunting down Mark Twain. I don't want to see you in your pilgrim's hat, setting fire to your wives again, off scalping Mexicans 'cause the Apache fight back. It's true. It's time you sat up, America. There's something you gotta hear. Stuff your best poems in your pocket and get out of there.
Thank you, baby.
Under Israeli law, you don't ask us what for. Under Israeli law, we ought to burn you to the floor. Under Israeli law, we will reduce you to something raw. Under Israeli law, it's a crime being Palestinian and poor. Under Israeli law, if you don't shut up, we'll break your jaw. Under